Hello everyone, welcome to day 56 of my road to $100,000 a month in e-commerce. Now that I say 56, it makes me realize that day 100 is going to come around so quick. It's already been 56 days. Insane to say. I mean, even a month, that felt like it came around quick as, now it's like almost 2 months. And on that topic, I should say, not to the contrary, we haven't done much. And so we're still at this turning point of, well, I feel like I'm still at the turning point, I shouldn't say we, but it kind of is we, I suppose. It's cool to view it as like my channel and the people involved in my channel and people who watch my stuff and potentially like my videos are involved in my journey as well. But anyway, I am still at this turning point of it's work hard, it's get stuff done, it's get it reviewed, it's get it into the market and learn to make those decisions when launching a product and trying to scale a product. So today, that's a little preference for the video, I suppose. Today we have done some edits to my website, my landers, I should say, based on the comments from my coach and the other coaches, as well as what I've been taught, which is keep my best ad set running. Not one, change my offer because it didn't make any sense. Get into the spirit of pre-Black Friday sales. A few CRO changes, like making the CTAs a bit more clearer. Like I had try risk-free and apply discount when I could just have try risk-free and then a separate one down on the listicle page I could have apply discount or check availability. Yeah. So done a few of those. Also just like with the offer, with my product, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to buy two. Like most people would buy one, and the transformation makes sense to buy one. So little things like changing the default selection to one instead of two, just sort of streamlining the process. And I had 5 variants. Instead, it's been recommended that I have 3 because it just makes the selection and then ultimately, hopefully, the buying decision a lot clearer. So done those edits, turn my campaign back on. We've changed the budget as well, so only spending 25 Australian per day. So I'll give the pixel two days to optimize before I would consider cutting this ad set or moving on to something else, which then also gives me time for tomorrow to build out new ads. We're looking at 24 new ads, potentially 30, depending on how this ad set goes. So we'll end up doing 30. Oh, shit. Which is going to be the focus for tomorrow. Sole focus, rather than me trying to do it now. So yeah, I've done what I need to do, and then the rest was like optional, but it's getting late for me. And I feel content with how much I've worked today. I got up early, I got stuck into some work, I had the opportunity to go to sleep, back to bed. My bed's just over there. And I think, personally, I've definitely struggled with that this whole year, let alone these last couple of weeks or months. So to be able to tick off a day of like, yep, I fought against that, crave, if you want to call it that, to sort of just give in and sleep. So that's a win for today. And it feels, and with my work in the morning, with my casual job, with getting back and doing a workout, going for a walk, dinner, and then more work, it feels like I've earned this sleep tonight, and I've earned the right to go to bed early and go to bed when I should go to bed, in terms of like a routine. So just a win, just a small win. I also wanted to, I've been sort of meaning, at least in the last 24 hours, it's kind of hit me that, of course I ramble a lot with this, but I feel like I almost put up a front of, this is what I'm learning, this is my advice, or this is how I'm viewing certain challenges, or certain actions I should make. But it's not something that I'm congruent with. It's not something that, like, I feel like I talk a lot, but I don't practice a lot of it. And I get bogged down in other things that aren't, like little lessons that I've had for the day, or recommendations that, I can't think of anything specific, but like recommendations from a coach or from a YouTube video I've watched, or my own kind of thoughts that I like to say and I'll get in the flow of speaking about. But then, like, I'll be reviewing vlogs and editing the captions before uploading, and I just think, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it just doesn't feel like it's an accurate representation of how I'm feeling and what I feel like I'm struggling with, and it's causing me to not open up on certain things and not really, therefore, grow as a person and as an entrepreneur in e-commerce. And so with that, taking the small wins, of course, I feel like my diligence has lacked a lot with setting a task and completing it before moving on to something else, or setting a task and being like, yeah, I need to complete this before I have lunch or exercise or have like screen time or cook. Like the little things that like gives me a break and gives me a bit of dopamine. I feel like I haven't been exercising that discipline, and it's not just here. I think I'm the most disciplined here when I'm at home, when I'm in my room, but it's outside that I'm not. And I think it comes in terms of food, especially at work. Like there's endless opportunities to snack, or just snack. It's really all it is, just snack. Or if I'm ordering food for myself for dinner or for lunch, I have the cream of the crop. I can ask for anything. And so it's so tempting to get a better meal than what I know I should have. Actually, I should say for preference, I've been trying to cut also for pretty much, or actually the exact same days that since I've done these vlogs. That's how I know which day I'm on. And I'm at the same weight. And it's because I haven't been diligent enough with recording down my calories, taking sacrifices of not snacking or not having a dessert or not, say, having more than a certain allocation of like beers and calories for those beers. And so these last month and a bit, I feel like I've lost in that. But we're making small progress every day. Like today, I didn't make too much progress in eating today. I had like a bag and a half of lollies, but anyway, this is getting a bit off topic now. I think something, something definitely more relative to e-commerce is I don't feel like I know. I struggle to own this kind of journey that I'm on and what I'm pursuing and who I want to be and what I want to achieve. I struggle to hold that with me when I'm in different scenarios, especially if it comes to work or if it comes to meeting new people. I can sort of shell up, I feel, whenever I speak. Whenever people ask me, what do I do? Or what am I going to do when I get home? Because it's so easy to be like, oh, nothing. Or, oh, I just work in the pub, I might study. I'll go back to study, we'll see how we go. Just don't know what I want to do yet. Especially to older people or, people, adults. Like family in my life or friends or like friends' parents. And I think I find it difficult because I don't really know what I'm pursuing it for. And I can't pinpoint how I'm going about it. And that just solely comes down to my understanding of e-commerce, my understanding of my journey and how I'm going to get there. And I think, I know I'm a lot clearer now, even over the last couple of days, than I ever sort of have been. And I can sort of formulate those answers in my head. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? I'm doing e-commerce. What's e-commerce? So building out brands. I want to build out an e-commerce store. I want to learn how to build out a business. Cool. What university are you going to for that? Like, what are you learning from? Oh, no, not a university. It's an external course. Oh, external course. Oh, why wouldn't you just go work for someone? Well, there's not really anyone I can work for. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And they end up being a bit more confused. I end up being more confused as well on what it is I'm actually doing. Like, if I can't communicate it, what the fuck? So I suppose you can see my dilemma, but it just comes with reps of talking about it and owning it. Especially when it comes to things like, hey, do you want to grab some drinks tonight? Or are you coming to this thing tonight? Things that people openly want you there for, socially. It'd be cool to go to, it'd be fun. But A, it costs me money I can spend on e-commerce, and B, time. And also sort of see the opportunity to commit to work and be more disciplined and yada, 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 yada. Learn, grow, all that stuff. So I'm getting better at it, and then it also comes into being able to say to them, no, I've got this scheduled in my calendar. I have to make this call. I have to spend this time doing this task so I can bring it to this call, so I can get feedback, so I can move on. All that stuff. So, bit of a long one today, but first call where I suppose I've opened up a bit more on how I think about this journey personally when I'm not here at a desk, my desk. It's weird. It's like these things just sort of stare you in the face, and you kind of like it could be obvious to everyone that I need to own my journey. I need to walk with myself through every aspect of my life currently and think I am an e-commerce entrepreneur. This is what I do. I know I'm going to get to XYZ goal. This is who I am. And yeah, I'm getting there. I just don't have it yet. But I can admit that. I can also go, you know what? I still have a lot to improve upon, but I can do so every day. But yeah, that's kind of me. And I think that's where the uniqueness of my journey kind of comes into play, that I'm someone who is intelligent, comes from a good home, a really loving family, really loving friends, loving community. Who has had multiple opportunities in front of him to develop careers or go down different paths that I would probably have suited, like engineering I would have really suited. Architecture I would have really suited. Working in pubs I would have really suited. Working in fruit and veg stores I would have really suited. And I've had great opportunities there, like in front of me. And I've turned virtually them all down for entrepreneurship and for freedom and for flexibility and for innovation. Yeah. And how does one embrace the very small difficulties and discomfort in his life to be a better e-commerce entrepreneur? And that's why I feel like that's the uniqueness of my journey. And someone who I think has had a lot of opportunities fall in front of him and sort of like some deserving. But I feel like I haven't really worked hard for a long time. I've worked, really gone, this is a 3-year goal, something I really need to work hard at to get. And I don't know if I'm going to get it. I don't know if I'm going to get it. Like, have that cycle go through your head until you get it. It's like, fuck, I made it. I did it. I beat the odds. Like, I don't think I've ever had an opportunity like I've ever had something come up like that. Yeah. And so how does someone who hasn't really done that, hasn't been forced externally by his environment or the way he was brought up, like, for instance, not having a father and growing up poor, being like, I need to do this so I can take care of my mum and retire her because she works 3 jobs. Like, I don't have that. I don't have very social skills. I have everything that sort of supports my environment currently. And now it's like I'm trying to go against that. And I think that's where a deep question comes into play with me, and that is, does e-commerce suit me? Does this journey suit me? But I think I can quickly sort of shut that down and think, no, I like marketing. I like moving fast. I like trying new things. I like innovation. I like AI. I like independence. But these are all, I like design. I like English language. I like creativity. I like maths. These are all things that are in e-commerce. I like opportunity, and I like things that fuel ambition. But then I think to that point that ambition for me is desire. I don't want to be fueled by desire. So, I haven't done this journey out of necessity. It's been out of, hey, this is probably what I want to do. But am I willing to sacrifice a lot of things for it? I suppose I'm also finding that out. So how do you go from that, the start of a journey, to being successful and loving what you do? That's really the crux of this whole series. How does someone do that? That's my uniqueness, because that's my story. So anyway, 22 minutes, good God, we're gonna end that here. Not many people stick around for this, but gems. I hope anyway. See what the market says. One to watch back on, probably. Anyway, day 56, 157. Adios.